Morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. I hope it finds you well out there. Got a great show lined up. Well, they're all great. Well, all right, that's not true, but some are better than others. Lots of things, as always. The great part about being in the talk radio, and really just anything, talk anything really, with all that is going on in the world, there's never, ever a lack of things to talk about. And I'll say this, never, ever has there been more of a reason to start looking out for number one, numero uno. If you don't do it, they're going to do it for you. And unfortunately, doing it for you ends up the same. Boom and bust. A few get to be winners. The vast majority get left behind. And all we try to do is make sure that the people that listen to this show, you don't get left behind. That's it. Get diversified. Do what we tell you to do, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Have we ever told anybody, hey, you know what? Sell everything you got and buy gold? No, that's dumb. Sell everything you got and buy real estate? No. That's for Donald Trump. Maybe that works. For most people, not so much. Being diversified, being open to, hey, I may not quite grasp it all. But I hear what Joe says, I hear what Jason says day in and day out, and they make a lot of sense. And I'm just gonna jump in. You know, and I think about when I started, gold was $300. And now I'm sitting there going, hey, listen, gold's going to be $4,000 for the end of the year. I can't believe I'm saying it because I don't like making huge predictions. I mean, that's still over $500 away. Oh, it's coming. Well, how could you know, right? It's not like the gold fairy has not called me, right? The big man upstairs, I talk to him a lot, right? So far, right, it's not like he answers me, right, by, come here, Joe, this is the big guy, it's God here. Gold's going to 4,000. No, he doesn't do that. Talks to me in other ways. But when you sit here and you start putting all of this together, it's the only way it can go. I wish there was a different way. There's not. Take today as an example. So you know what was supposed to happen today? Something really terrible was supposed to happen today. Everybody that was on Social Security that wasn't paying their student loans was supposed to start getting their Social Security checks garnished. Okay? Now, I know, what do you think? Wait, what? 65, 70-year-old people got student loan debt? And, oh, yeah, right? Right. Of course, now they're kind of backtracking on everybody needs that college degree, but The reason I bring it up, this was supposed to happen. And it's a big deal. Well, why is it such a big deal? Well, first of all, the amount of people that was going to affect was crazy. Obviously, those people, I would venture to say this, I want to believe this. I know that probably 90% of them had no chance of paying it, right? Hey, I can't do it. It's either pay my rent or pay the student loan, right? I can't do both, right? I got to turn off the power or pay my student loan. I got to eat or pay my student loan. Now, maybe people that are just like, screw it. I haven't paid. Why should I pay now? I could, but I'm not going to. I think that's very few. Well, right at the last minute, the Trump administration said, okay, we can't do it. Well, guess what? There's billions of more dollars now that they were counting on, right? You know, every one of these things that, okay, here's how we're not going to have huge debt catastrophes. Well, we're going to garnish people's wages that haven't paid their student loans, which is like half the country. Oh, wait, no, we're not going to do that. Oh, wait, SALT deductions. We're going to limit that to just $10,000. Oh, wait, no. We're not going to do that, right? All of these things that they said they were going to do to save money, it's all gone. Because you know what they really want to do? Spend it. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. The Dow is up 80. The S&P is up 20. The NASDAQ is up 130. The 10-year note, right, sitting here at 4.45. It was down for a little bit today, but reverse gains as the JOLTS job survey said there's more job openings, about 7 million openings. I don't know. Don't tell the college graduates that. I'll tell you that right now. Crude oil up $1.30 here. I did notice, gas is getting cheaper here. We're in the 330s. I know Colorado, you guys, I hate you guys. Your gas is so cheap compared to us. But a little better. We'll see how long that lasts. Gold just put on a show yesterday. It was up, $90-some? It's down a little bit today. You know what? This is a little bit now. Gold's down 30, 33.50. We'll see. I don't know that it's going to stay here. We'll see. But that's, I guess, a small move now, right? We're getting used to these. Man, I remember when a $30 move in gold was insane. And it always seemed to me when I first saw it, was always to the downside. Gold never went up $30, right? It would take like a month for gold to go up like $30, and then in one day it'd be gone, right? Boy, the different times, isn't it? $3,350. By the way, year over year, it's only up 1,000. What, are you going to wait another 1,000? Huh? Is that what you guys are going to do? Is that your plan? That's a good plan. Good plan. I'll just wait for it to go even higher. By the way, silver, which was spectacular yesterday. Right now it's off, 22 cents at 34.50. Again, we'll see how long the silver shortage is coming. It's already here, but supply will continue to trail demand. It will go higher. I know people are like, I want to go higher now. Don't worry. It will. Platinum's up 5. Palladium is higher as well today. And as I keep telling you, you need to take care of number one. Period. There's no reason. You know what? It's so funny. Well, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm this. What are you scared of? You've been killing it. We've been calling it for, what, almost 3 decades now. Really? How much more proof do you need? Understand what they're going to do. They're going to print the living daylights out of money. Which makes it worth what, more or less? Simple. How about that? Is Federal Reserve notes going to be worth more by printing the daylights out of it or less? Don't know? Ask a farmer. I don't know. Ask anybody that's in business for themselves. Hey, when you got a crap ton of something, and I mean a crap ton, do you sell it for more or less? Yeah, I got to get rid of this crap. Right? You see a 30% off, 50% off. What do you think that means? That means I can't get rid of it. Right? And that's the problem we're at. How about this? Free money. How much free money does the government give out to its citizens? This is crazy. The latest, 19% of all personal income is now free. What does that mean? That means they perform no service to get that money. So, Jason, when we think about the personal income of America, right, 20% of it, the government's just handing it out to people. And here's the funny part. Some of the stuff that they were going to, like Medicare, we're going to make people work or do that. No, they're not. I don't know that people know this because, you know what, I thought maybe we're at peak. We're not at peak. Do you know how many people hit 65 every day in the United States? Every day?
1,000.
11,400 turn 65 years old in America, and they're going to do it every single day for the next year. Every day. Jason, it's insane. And people actually think somehow we're going to grow our way out of it. I'm just going to try. Here's the number, 800-951-0592. What's the special? It doesn't matter what the special is. It truly doesn't matter. But I love it. I sit there and I watch, and everybody's, well, what if we get a tariff deal? Or, what if the war, you know what? Hey, how about this? I'm going to end the war in Russia and Ukraine on the first day.
He tried.
Huh? I tried. Listen, he's trying. That thing's actually gotten worse, right? It's gotten worse. Now they blew up the bridge in Crimea again. Oh, my gosh. This thing is going off the rails. But I don't think people really understand how much income the government is handing out, Jason, for nothing. Just to keep people from trying to keep people from not being homeless.
Well, I was trying to find while you were talking, 11,000 people turn 65 each day. I'm trying to buffer that a little bit. I mean, there's got to be a pretty good number of people over the age of 65 dying every day, but I'm guessing that number isn't big enough to slow down the financial part of it. I mean, if we lived in some communist country, then we might devise a way to balance that number, right?
Leave it to Jason. Well, that wouldn't be so bad if 11,400 turned 65. Did we have 11,400 people dying that were already 65, over the age of 65, then maybe it won't be so bad.
Yeah, it won't be so bad. I'm trying to be optimistic for a moment. That's what I was trying to do. I mean, I know there's got to be a lot. Gosh. I know it's got to be several thousand. I mean, there's a lot of old people that die every day, so I don't know what that number is. But my guess is if you have 9,000 people dying over the age of 65, then you have 11,400 turning 65 each day. That's... That becomes more expensive. That becomes an inflation of people, I guess. And you did say something. He's like, well, you print a bunch of money up. Does it become more valuable or less valuable? Well, obviously, as far as the definition of inflation is more currency, but it depends on if you're getting more than your share of the new currency. It's more valuable if you inflate it by 50%, but you're getting more than 50% value in the amount of cash you're getting versus the next guy. Then print, right, Joe? I mean, Washington, D.C., they get theirs, right? The big corporations get theirs. So,
I've got a number. I've got it now. It's a little old. This is 2021, so this is like COVID time. The total number of deaths among people, how did we get talking about death? People over the age of 65.
Per day.
Well, this is a year.
Per year. So we got to divide. You got to divide 365.
So 2,426,775. The problem is at 11,400 people a day turning 65, that's 4.161, 4,161,000. So, Jason, unfortunately, not enough people dying over the age of 65 to make up for the amount of people turning 65, at least right now.
What was that number again? It was 4 million a year? Was that what it was?
4.1 minus 2.42. So,
4.1 million divided by 365. That's pretty close, though. If it's 4.1 million that die per year.
That live. No, they turned 65. 2,426,000 that died.
2.4 million. Okay. Then so you do that divide.
Yeah. That's like 6,650 dead people for 11,400 that turned 65. So the math's not real good right now. Let's just say that. Now, at some point, that math will turn. But that's, 15, 20 years down the road?
That means we're getting a surplus of 5,000 65-year-olds per day surplus. We got a lot of old bags out there. Holy cow. We are an aging society that, I guess the Social Security age has got to go to 80 here soon to make that work. You can collect Social Security at 80. That probably would solve some of the economic problems. You boost that to 80 and just work till you're 80, and then you'll help America be great again.
I'm gonna tell you all something. Ready? Now that sounds funny,
right?
That's not funny. 10 years from now, I promise that number won't be far off.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's unaffordable. People have no idea. Listen, the very best prediction out there, and I mean the best, which means it's full of crap, right? Says that we're going to add $22 trillion to the deficit in the next 10 years. That would mean $60 trillion. That is the best case scenario. It ain't happening. We're going to have a number. I'm hoping it'll be less than 80. It's going to be more than 70. The question is, how close to 80 trillion are we going to be 10 years from today. And I know you're out there sitting there with your heads up your backside because you can't figure out what that means. Well, let me explain it to you. If you think we've got, or listen, we're going to run, $2.5 to $3 trillion budget deficit next year, something like that, at a deficit of around $40 trillion. How big do you think the deficits will be?
It'll be huge.
At 80. How big?
I can tell you my prediction that the national debt will be $74 trillion on June 3rd, 2035.
Write that down. Yeah, write that down.
Write it down. Every 10 years. Down. So every 10 years it doubles. We're gonna, one of these days, Joe and I are gonna be like, okay, we're tired. We can't come up with anything we really want to talk about. I'm gonna put that Don Fletcher thing on for the whole Half Empty Cup of Joe, and you can listen to him just do the blank numbers, and set up every 10 years to double the debt and make the value of the currency drop by 50%. And that's exactly what's happened every 10 years. Everyone keeps talking about, the dollar's lost 98% of its value. It's only got 2 cents worth of value. Well, in theory, you can keep halving. You can keep cutting in half that penny pretty far, Joe, until you got a quarter cent, an eighth of a cent, a 16th of a cent, a 32nd of a cent. You can go quite a few decades doing that, right? I just gave them another 4 decades of runway there by getting it down to the 1/48th of a cent or something of the value.
We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason here on this Tuesday. How high is gold going? So much higher than I even can imagine. You know what happened last night? So we all know that gold is a Tier 1 asset, right? That under Basel III rules. And we explained that to you. By the way, Tier 1, that's the best. Okay, can't do better than that. But inside of the Tier 1, they have what is called a high-quality liquid asset. Okay? Now, the World Gold Council has been fighting to keep gold off of that list. High-quality liquid asset. Until last night, the World Gold Council, in a stunning turn, has now recommended to the Basel Committee and the Banking Supervision, the BCBS, to revisit gold's classification, and now says they want it to be recognized as a high-quality liquid asset, citing significant market volatility. But here's what they really said. In recent months, because remember, they've been fighting this. And the World Gold Council, right? They actually hate gold, just so you guys know, right? This was created by the bankers to crap on gold. They can't do it. They said gold has confirmed. Here's what's so funny. Ready? Gold has confirmed what previous research had already found. Wait a minute. If it's all, they've done the research, they already knew this. But they're now, oh my gosh. Even with this horrible volatility, look at gold. I can't believe it. Even though throughout history it's proven it is a high liquidity and orderly market that migrates market risk in a manner often associated with assets classified as high-quality liquid assets. Well, who are they saying that? Well, cash. Okay, number one. Now, I mean, cash, it sucks. Gold kicks cash ass. Everybody knows that. You're sitting there with $200,000 in the bank. If you had $200,000 in the bank when I started in 2003, and you have $200,000 still in the bank today, you're a moron.
Bad.
You're a moron.
That's really
terrible.
Bad. That's really bad,
right?
Yeah,
terrible. But okay, whatever. Treasuries. Guess what they had to say? U.S. Treasuries, specifically, the 10-year and 30-year bonds are the most recognized top-tier, high-quality liquid asset. And the World Gold Council had to admit that gold, here's what they admitted. Well, gold does as good as they do. No, that's not what happened. Gold's kicked the bond market's backside as well. So this is going to be a huge change to Basel III now. That gold, not only is it going to be a tier 1 asset, which we already knew, but now they're saying, hey, you got to go back. This is a high-quality liquid asset. Matter of fact, all the other assets that we said high-quality cash and bonds, gold's better. And even though the studies told us it was better, now we finally have to admit that it's actually better. Okay. So the World Gold Council, set up by banks to essentially hate gold, has now come out and said to everybody, gold is the best performing tier 1 asset that any country, any business, any corporation, any sovereign wealth fund can own, period, end of story. How much longer do you want to wait before you get more of your assets protected? It's up to you. My favorite, you know what? Because this happened today, my favorite coin, I've said this from day one, $5 Indian, I think it's the best coin America ever made. Got the male Indian. He looks badass, too. Badass. It is war feathers. Right? It's got the infused design, so it had grooves in it. I mean, it is just spectacular. We know. Indians, right? You've heard the story a million times. The COVID of its day, the plague. They thought the Indians, because of the grooves, that the plague was in it. So they stopped minting Indians for years. And especially the $5 Indian. From 1908 to 1933, what did they mint it, like 10 years? That's it. That's all they did. They always have a premium. I'm throwing premiums out the door. 1 through 9. 9.15. 10 or more. By the way, that's less than a $5 Liberty. 10 or more. 9.10. You want to buy 50, $900. Listen, at 9.15, that's less than a $10 Liberty, right? That's less than a $5 Liberty. But then you get discounts, 9.20. Or I'm sorry, 9.10 if you buy 10 or more. 50 or more, $900 at 800-951-0592. And now even the banks and the World Gold Council are now recommending that not only is gold now a tier 1, they didn't even have it a tier 1 asset, which is kind of laughable, is now a tier 1 asset and quite honestly needs the highest ranking of all, which is a liquid tier 1 asset, highly liquid tier 1 asset. And on top of that, it's actually outperformed all of the other, what we say were high quality assets. Yeah, maybe you want some of that. I don't know. 800-951-0592. Jason and I are coming right back. 800-951-0592. I'll just call it what it is. The stupid sale. Because you got to be stupid not to buy it. $5 Indians, 1 through 9, at $915. 10 or more, $910. 50 or more at $900 at 800-951-0592. And I spent the better part of my adult life doing this. I'm pretty good at it. I remember Sarah's dad, Jim, my father-in-law. Man, he was a mean guy. He'd come out, and he would just insult you. Remember? Mullets. Call everyone your mullet. What are you, dumb mullet? Right? And that was kind of his style. And then there was Eric. Right? Eric, man, he was a great storyteller. Funny, right? Try to entertain you with the bad news. And now I'm just more of a dude. I just shoot it to you straight. Here's the numbers. Here's where it's going. Try to educate you so you have this understanding of what's coming next. And about a month ago, I started talking to you guys about TEXIT. And I want people to understand how committed I am to this. Because I'm not just risking my reputation. I'm risking my father-in-law's reputation, Eric's reputation, right? Patriots' reputation. I mean, we're going to be in business 30 years next year. 30 years. That's a long time. It's coming fast. Now, is TEXIT going to be the next Bitcoin? I don't know. But it looks good. It really does. And if nothing else, we all have to accept it. I didn't want to accept it. I didn't. Digital money's coming. And we better know how to use it. That's what this is. And I get right, obviously, hey, it was 45 cents on April 27th, then it was 55 cents when I started talking about it. Now it's $1, whatever, $2, $3. It's going to be $2, I think, I don't know, in the next 60 days. It's going to double. I know a lot of you have gotten in. The coins come every day, just like I said. And as more miners sign up, you get a little less every day. But when the price doubles, right, you're farther ahead. One of the guys brought up something. It was 9 cents in January, and the guy was getting like 500 coins because there wasn't that many miners. And now he says, hey, I don't even get 200 coins. But when I was getting 500 to 600 coins, I was making like $80 a day, $60 to $80 a day. And he says, now I'm making almost $200 a day, even though I'm getting a lot less coins every day. This is how this thing works. And I wouldn't put my name on it. I wouldn't spend my family's money on it. And again, remember, I don't get paid to do this. I paid just like everybody else to be a miner. So did Jason. So did Jason's family. So did my family. Because I think, listen, gold is going to protect what you already earned. This is something, listen, you're going to need something that really has an opportunity to perform. I don't know if it will or not. I think it will. The glory day of Wall Street, I'm just telling you, glory days of Wall Street are over. This was probably the last of the bubble up. We probably got one more little bubble when Trump passes the huge spending, and then everyone's going to realize, oh, crap, nobody wants to pay for it. What are you afraid of? If you have a smartphone, a computer, a laptop, you can do this. If you actually know how to, well, gosh, I can text, I can get emails, I can send emails, I know how to download an app. It's easy to do. $995, that's the minimum. That gets you one share of the mine. You only can buy 9 shares. Why? Because they don't want, it'd have been so easy. Could you imagine? Bobby just could have said, hey, I'll take whatever. The mine would already be full. No one could be a miner right now. It had already been done. Some big bank would have, here you go, some hedge fund, some rich guy. They want a decentralized mine. We're not decentralized yet, but when it's full, they want the mine to be decentralized. Are you going to take a shot? I've done it. You've been listening to me for how long? I hope more of you decide, you know what, I better jump in. I may not understand it, but I better jump in. And I know, listen, you know, Jason, we're going to help you. We're going to be here for you the whole way. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason wrapping up this Tuesday. And I will tell you, I never imagined that the World Gold Council would come out and say, okay, we have to admit it. Gold's the best high tier 1 liquid asset you could possibly own. I didn't say it as nice as I did. It's better than cash. It's better than bonds. And it's time to tell the world. $5 Indians, 1 through 9, $915. 10 or more, 9, 10, 50 or more at 900. 800-951-0592. If you want to get involved in TEXIT, the cryptocurrency, your second chance at Bitcoin. That's what they're kind of calling themselves, saying, hey, we're going to be better than Bitcoin. We're faster. Okay. Remember, Bitcoin's very slow. People don't realize how slow it is. You can't, like Walmart could, not that Walmart's taking Bitcoin, but they could never do it. You'd be sitting at the cash register for 3 to 5 minutes waiting for it to process. Not TEXIT. Anybody can do it. That's how fast it is. They don't allow the big guys in. The only way you can earn more mining shares, you can't buy more than 9. By the way, if you buy 5 mining shares, $9.95 times 5, they'll give you a 6-share free. If you buy 9, that's the maximum, $8,955. It's the most you can spend on it. They'll give you 2 shares for free. And then that's it. You can't spend any more money. If you refer somebody, they'll give you more mining shares as a reward. That's the only way you can earn more shares. What does shares mean? Coins. Every day.
It's computer.
By the way,
it's computer hash. It's how you your piece of the computer that is doing the blockchain work, the proof of work, which then is rewarded with coins. That's how you get the coins. This is not somebody on a computer clicking something and just putting digits into accounts. This is proof of work. It's an algorithm that's put into place to reward miners with coins. And then the miners get to spend the coins into circulation. This is how Bitcoin became so big and powerful. Look, there's less Bitcoin than there's going to be dollars printed. There's going to be less TEXIT coin than there is dollars. If it's simply used at all, if TEXIT coin is just simply used, it sticks around, good or bad, as long as it sticks around, you're going to have coins put into your account every single day. And one thing about gold, Joe, I was just looking at the historical. On October 1st, 2023, just over a year and a half ago, gold was sitting at $1,845. Look what it's done in a year and a half. That's almost a 50% rise. If it does that again in the next 18 months, which I actually think that's the kind of pace we're on, what's half of what gold is today? Let's just say $1,600, $1,700 more. That put gold at $5,000. We could be looking at the end of 2026, just on the pace that it's on, without any other emergencies, which we know some emergencies are coming. That's 5,000 gold at the end of next year. So people should get busy. And one other thing for you guys watching in Arizona or listening in Arizona, if you go to rumble.com, if you want to listen to Half Empty Cup of Joe, you can live stream it at Rumble. Go to rumble.com, go to Half Empty Cup of Joe, and you can stream us live. And we'll have some fun. Jack and I like to put stuff on the commercial break. Sometimes Joe likes it. Sometimes he was wondering what we're doing. But it gives you something fun to watch while you're listening, Joe.
God bless. We'll be back right after the break.